of Columbus and the Convention and Visitors Bureau are no closer to an agreement. Columbus asked for $12,500 for festivals instead of $10,000. The CVB countered with another offer. WCBI's Parker King tries to explain the history, the negotiations, and what could happen if no agreement is reached.
For the last 2 months, we've been reporting on the progress of the renewal of the 2% restaurant tax in Lowndes County. During that 2 months, there may be some questions and a little bit of gray area, but I'm going to try in a summary, answer some of those questions and add some clarity. So let's start at the beginning. In 2008 was when Lowndes County and the City of Columbus agreed on a 2% restaurant tax. Now that meant 2% from the proceeds of these restaurants went towards the CVB. Started out pretty well in 2008, $1.3 million. And as the years went on, it was a 10-year deal, 2017. We're looking at a bit shy of $2 million. The way that was distributed was that the Golden Triangle Link received 15% of those proceeds. The Columbus and Lowndes Visitors and Conventions Bureau received the rest. Now, the key factor is that the ceiling is $300,000. People ask, what is a ceiling? To numb it down, the ceiling is a requirement, a minimum, meaning that restaurants that were involved in this 2% restaurant tax had to sell at least $300,000 in total proceeds. So again, this is the 10-year deadline. So we're in November. We're trying to renew this. The new deal is that the link will receive $250,000 guaranteed instead of 15%. The CVB receives the rest. This is the first renewed proposal. I say first because enter the City of Columbus. They want a piece of this pie. They've seen how much it's grown in the last 10 years. So I'm just going to draw in the City of Columbus inside this pie to mark how much they wanted. The Board of Supervisors passed it 3-2 in favor of the first proposal. That's important because a divided decision sent to Jackson will not pass. It's not a written law, but the practicality is that Jackson does not deal with local disputes. Now we're in a period of negotiations. The city last week at their council meeting wanted $300,000 for Parks and Rec to help renovate the baseball fields at Probst Park and $50,000 for the amphitheater. The county agreed. But, surprise, surprise, yesterday at the CVB's meeting, the city decided that instead of $10,000 for special events and festivals, they want $12,050. Only a $2,500 increase, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it caught them off guard. So they're willing to work with the $2,500 increase, but they want a little bit of a renegotiation themselves. They want 1/3 of a grass lot at the beginning of Main Street that used to house the old Gilmer Inn for outdoor classroom and activity space for the new Children's Museum. This puts a kink in things because the city wants that lot for a hotel behind the Trotter Convention Center. So where are we right now? Currently, there's no agreement. There's no compromise being made right now. The mayor's office is currently trying to come up with a statement to respond to this renegotiation. Worst case scenario, we have time. We have until March 9th through March 16th before a written deal can be sent down to Jackson in the form of a bill. Worst case scenario, if no deal is met, we lose $2 million to a potential $3.5 million. You want to know why? Because the floor, the ceiling, is now zero. That means every restaurant ranging from McDonald's to Huck's is included in this 2% restaurant tax, not making $300,000. You can make zero. So we could potentially lose $3.5 million, and the CVB could cease to exist. So if no compromise is made, Columbus and Lowndes County are looking at the loss of a lot of money and the disappearance of a major advertising unit.
A pretty complicated story to try and explain, but multiple attempts to reach the mayor for comment today were unsuccessful.